Hello, people. Welcome to another version or another edition of Dose of Drew. Today it is Sunday Sharpenings, and we are doing the Rockstar series. I have the new 500 and the 1000. We're not going to do both of these in the same video to keep it short, as there's been some requests for shorter videos, so we're on it. But I am going to be sharpening my CPM 154 at a fairly high hardness Benchmade station knife here, and it is the custom. It has my customs, all that stuff. But this is going to be, it isn't completely dull, but I do want to put a new edge on it. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about my method on this, because I am looking for that to hit, and then I'm going to feel it. Right? And these things do cut pretty fast. For anyone who is wondering, speed is not the issue here. It is technique and getting it right. These things should wear a burr up pretty fast. They're very, very fast cutting, this 500 is, I have noticed, even for the lower grit. For those who do the back and forth, you have to be able to know how to do the sweep and keep the angle in order to do the back and forth and keep the angle. Just so you know, the sweep is the technique that is more important of the two, in my opinion, to get, simply because you need one to do the other. How we doing on that edge? It's looking pretty good. Haven't quite hit that. I'm going kind of light, trying to catch this here, but we'll go a little harder in the paint here. See if we can't get a light burr all the way across there. Not the CPM 54 is pretty hard wearing. They have it at a pretty decent hardness here. It's somewhere a little bit north of 50 strokes. For those of you who are wondering, yes, I often count strokes when sharpening this way. In fact, it feels a little bit, feel a burr all the way across there. It's pretty slight, but it is also fairly consistent. How are we doing on the edge? Ooh, I'm a little bit light on the angle. There's still a burr on there. Gotta steepen that angle just a little bit. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. See that burr coming off. You can hear it still grinding. What do we got here? Now that burr's off there. Just good to see. Starting to get well, yes, not completely. I wouldn't call it completely equal all the way around on this edge. So I'm going to do a couple more strokes on it. Just came right off the stone there for a minute. Now I got a burr. I got a pretty... The heel is just a wee bit. Heel is just a wee bit light on there. All right. Flip this around though for my countdown. So I got burr on both sides. So now I just gotta clear off all the burrs. All right. And apex that. So we're gonna start at 10 and count down by evens. Make sure we got all that. Ooh, working good. This is really coming down here. No burn. And just a light one on the other side. Now we're talking. Now we're bringing this down. And every once in a while you might see me pull out. Sometimes I got to get a little bit of water or something off my glasses, so my apologies if it bothers you in the while you're watching. This is a really easy one to fix here. Bit there, a little bit more water just to keep that. Ooh, that one didn't feel quite clean. One more. One more pass just to get that grind. One more. See that right there? There we go. Getting that as I drag that tip just a little bit at the end there. No burr. All right. Coming down to 6 strokes here. Finish off with a basic little strop. Do the same thing one more time. Hear that cutting? He's doing a pretty darn good job of cutting fast too. For those of you who are wondering, yes, it did on the first bit, but it is pulling that first burr up was quite the bit. I've had a lot of use out of this knife since I got it, and I've never been sharpened. Only stropped once or twice. So I hope that this new camera setup is working for you guys. Got a little bit higher so I'm not fighting with my technique so much. Off there, but that's all right. Can always do a couple more strokes if you need to. It over sharpens just a little bit. You don't want to over sharpen too much. It does take metal off the steel, so off the knife. It does take 2, 3 strop. And 1, 2. So I'm doing from 4, I'm going down to 3, 2, 1, just to get the count and give myself a little bit of time to fix anything that may not be working right. 1, 2, strap. Going to 1 and 1 strap. And yes, I'm counting a full stroke as being all the way back and down. All the way down and back, whatever you want to look at it. And 1 strap. Then it is just forward stropping strokes on the stone after that. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. For those of you who don't like the count on Sesame Street, you probably hate this, but that's all right. I'm gonna do him anyway. 1, 2. Ha ha ha. All right, let's do this again. And 1. And the 2. Down to single strokes. We'll flip this around for the single strokes. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 3 per side, however you want to look at it. Do a couple of light ones back on a little J-strap action here. Oops. Then we'll do some very light forward ones again. Just to lighten that load a little bit. Whew. Still cutting, still leaving a nice mark, but not a whole lot of steel coming off with this light pressure. Ooh, so what do you guys think? Was that too little? Was that too fast? I think that was an extraordinarily well cutting stone, and I didn't grab any newsprint, so I'll be back for that right here. But I do want to throw this out there. This is Thank goodness. This isn't a ad or paid for, but hey, Manscaped times, you know what I mean? Nonetheless, let's take a look at what we got here. Off of the 500. That's pretty smooth, honestly, for what this paper is. That's pretty smooth for a 500 that's close to a 6 center, so pretty good. The 500 Rockstar, it does load up a little bit more than I would like. Part of that, I think, is just because I'm used to the 600 not being able to see it quite a bit. As you can see, most of the load up If it sticks around, it's pretty fine. Anything heavy doesn't really stick into the matrix of the stone, so it does pretty good. But just as a quick little bit here, that is the 500 Rockstar. It cuts fast. It's very smooth. You can hear it working. There's a lot of feedback. It can cut so fast that you can roll off the bevel. The feedback is a little bit below, but it's not any less than, say, like the Chosera 600. And it's not that much different from diamond stones in the fact that on diamond stones, if you roll off, it can cut so fast sometimes that you can easily come off bevel, where you have a little bit more forgiveness on these stones. So this isn't quite as unforgiving as a diamond stone for going off bevel and stuff, but it cuts fast enough that you want to correct any mistakes pretty quick. But there you guys go. To the 600. The next video on these will be the 1000, which should be really interesting. But in the meantime, that's your Sunday sharpening, so go ahead, take this video, watch it twice, comment as much as you like, be mindful of side effects. Remember to like and subscribe. This has been your Dose of Drew. I am said Drew. You guys have a great rest of your night.